my kings and my queens out there. Hello, my brothers and sisters. Thank you for checking back with me for another video. I'm out here getting some exercise out here in nature, which heals like no other, right? Before I get started, I want to give all honor to the Most High God, the infinite creator, source of all things, source within. I pretty much won't be staring at the camera too much. It's the message that I want to get out, okay, family? A lot of us are a little too much distracted, going by what you see so much that you don't take time to really hear the message. You know, I get a lot of that when people checking me out. You know, it's too busy worrying about the way I talk, too busy worrying about, you know, how I look. Just little, they're just very distracted, you know what I'm saying? And how that be won't feel like that. As long as you do all that, you know, being so distracted, you don't have time to hear. But many of you do. I'm saying for the ones who don't. But anyway, I'm through with that. I know I said it before, but I want to say it again. I just give all honor to the Most High God, Yahweh, the infinite creator, source of all things, the source within. There's some things that I want to go back to from my last video, some topics, such as what I was talking about, 3D and 4D, as far as dimension-wise. Let me just say this, and I'm going to pretty much speak from a personal perspective, all right? Because everybody's experiences are different. But what I have noticed is when I was in that 3D, way of thinking, way of being, okay? That's all I knew as far as, you know, being programmed since childhood coming up, you know, my lifestyle, going by what I've been, you know, as far as what has been told to me, things I read in books, as far as in school, as far as learning about my history and others' history, so-called history, being programmed by the media, going by everything the media say, being programmed by TV, all right? I didn't know nothing about, you know, that I was being programmed by the TV, but of course, you know, this phenomenon is going on. Listen to a whole lot of people who were talking about things that I consider as paranormal, or they are considered as truthers, shall I say. I mean, I like suspense stuff, period, you know. I love paranormal and suspense stuff, period. You know, it just intrigues me. You know, I've always been intrigued by it. And, you know, supernatural stuff. That has always intrigued me as a child. You know, I used to get off on stuff like that. But anyway, but I was still in my box, you know. Even though it intrigued me, I knew nothing about it. I wasn't having no experience, you know. Other than, you know, my own little paranormal experiences that I couldn't relate as far as being young, you know, that I've talked about as far as, you know, like ET contacts and all of that. You know, I was searching, but I was still in that box, you know what I'm saying? I was searching, but I wasn't questioning. That's the point I'm trying to make. I was searching, but I wasn't really questioning, you know? But I was comfortable in that box because the unknown, I was fearing the unknown. So anyway, that's how I see the 3D. People who are comfortable in the box and they fear the unknown. They're comfortable just the way their reality is, you know. Anything that doesn't make sense to them, you know, they don't want no parts of it. You know, anything that they fear, they don't want no parts of it. You know, it's uncomfortable. They just don't want to be outside their box. It's comfortable where they are, all right? They feel safe. Placing your life to where you're in 3D And even though you are seeking, you're still seeking because you find a lot of things still interesting, but you're just not really dabbling into it too much. You start to questioning. When you get to that place of questioning, it's one thing to be seeking, but when you start to really start questioning, I don't know what it is about questioning, but all of a sudden, I know for me, you know, not only was I questioning, I was seeking and questioning. A lot of things just wasn't adding up, wasn't making sense to me. You know what I mean? It seemed like that's when I started being attacked, spiritually attacked. I know many of you can relate to that. There are other ways of being attacked as well. You can be attacked as far as sexually, dealing with an unknown entity, incubus, succubus for women who have those kind of demons attached to them, for a male incubus, who have those kind of sexual demons attached to them. But I'm just saying being attacked, period, you're questioning and you know nothing about, have no kind of, nothing about as far as how to protect yourself from these entities, from these lower vibrational beings, shall I say. You're seeking, you're questioning, but, you got to really get to that place of doing your research, you know what I mean, to where you can start protecting yourself. My understanding of Christ, he really wants us to tap into our own abilities, to our own power that is within us. That's why he talk about, seek the kingdom that is within. When you're in the fourth D, which is where you're starting to questioning things, that's good because, you knew that even though you were in that 3D and it might have been comfortable for you, something just wasn't right. It's like for some reason you're starting to wake up. And then when you're starting to wake up, you're pretty much, seeing things from the 4D perspective. You're starting to wake up, you're starting to question. And you're also getting to that point, you're also getting to that place for some people. They start to get to that place to where they start doing their research. And then they start finding out more about, who they are. They start to meditate. They start going within themselves. They start to receive answers within themselves. They learning about sun gazing, receiving light codes from the sun. They're being downloaded information from the universe. They're being downloaded information by going within themselves. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I know it seems like I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to make a point as far as, how I view 3D to 4D. You know what I'm saying? As far as a person having their own personal experience in their own reality. You know what I mean? I know for me, that's how it was for me. And once I came out of the 3D way of thinking, way of reality, and I started to get to where I was, I was seeking, I was questioning, I started being attacked. And then of course, you start to be attacked, you really won't help. Then, you really gonna start doing your research as far as, I didn't mind using the word Christ Jesus, Yeshua, I ain't mind using that, because that's very effective and it helps. But see, Christ also was very enlightened and spiritually, he represented the light, he represented that force of love, which is the highest frequency, and that's the point I'm trying to make, see. And, that's why he was saying the things that I can do, you would be able to do also. Christ was casting out devils. He was doing all that stuff. So imagine if you're someone who has been attacked and, you've been dealing with a lot of negative beings and entities in your life, and you've been able to get them off of you. You've been able to banish them, to denounce them. These are the things that Christ was saying that you can do. He said the things that I can do, you can do also. All of this is in the Word, So even though he didn't mind people using his name, but he was still letting you know that you have the power as well. That's the point I'm trying to make. He was letting us know that we have the power as well. But a lot of people don't want to exercise that power because you're still dealing with the unknown, and all they want to do is, instead of them tapping to their own God-given power within, you know, as far as connecting with their guides, their angels, their ancestors within, you know, instead of doing all of that, they want to just say, you know, Jesus for everything, you know, Yeshua for everything. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. In this lifetime, you know, that's what you choose to do. But then there are those like myself. Now, because I've been using that name, you know, that's all I knew. Because I grew up in the church, and I have no problem still using Christ Jesus Yeshua. But I know that there's more to me. By me going within myself, the things I've seen, and can't nobody take that from me. I know that I have ancestors within me. I have guides that is within me because I've seen them. I have angels that are within me. I've seen them. I have a light that is within me that's attached to me that I see every day, daily, outside of me, inside of me. And this light source that is within me, I'm connected to it, which is my higher self. You know, the closer it, you know, I set my attention and moves towards me, you know, it's my higher self. And my higher self is connected with source. It's so much I want to say, family, but, you know, that's the only thing about when we start becoming enlightened a little bit. You have a lot to talk about. It's so much you want to say, and you're trying to put it in a video, but it takes forever to really get it out. I mean, it takes forever to really explain yourself, because there's other stuff I want to talk about, too. I don't want to make these videos long. All I'm saying is, real quick, because I don't like to keep repeating myself, and I don't want to sound like no lunatic either, so I apologize. All I'm saying is, the way I see 3D is just somebody been in the box, they're comfortable in their box, and they don't question nothing. 4D, you know, you starting to question, and the power that be don't like it when you questioning, you know. It's like a slave, you know. A slave do what a slave is programmed to do. That's all they know. But they start to questioning, that's when they get beaten. That's when they get punished. You get what I'm going with this? When a slave get to speaking up for themselves and they start to questioning things, that's when they get punished. You know, because the power that be want to, you know, get them back in that submissive state of being, that submissive state of thinking, shall I say, to where they just obey and they don't question nothing. You know what I mean? And you also, in that 4D, starts to see things that you once wasn't seeing when using that 3D way of being. You know, you start to see glitches. You start to see glitches as far as you realize you're in a matrix. You seen, you know, things that you once weren't seeing, that you're picking up on. You're basically starting to wake up. That's all I'm saying. You're starting to wake up when you're in that 4D, because you're doing a lot of questioning. You're doing a lot of research. You're starting to wake up and realize you're being lied to, all right? Not lied to about everything, but you realize what's really up is really down. You know, what's really black is really white. But somebody, the powers that be, the archons out here, and I'm just saying as far as from my race, but somebody, you know, wants to keep certain people suppressed, certain people dumbed down to where you don't know who you are. Just imagine if you know who you are, the power that you would have, you know, as far as going within yourself and gaining knowledge from your ancestors. They are in the spirit realm, and when you tap into yourself, you are going in the spirit realm. You going inside yourself. Imagine the information that you can retrieve by going within yourself, and all you're doing is meditating, you know, but you're being downloaded with information. You learn something new about yourself, and this can be for any race, you know. Go within yourself and find out who's and what you really are, and it goes for any race. Go within yourself and see what all you are really connected to, you know, as far as, you know, your ancestors, as far as your DNA. You know, you will see all of this inside of yourself, what all you are connected to. You don't have to take no DNA test out here to find out who you all connected to. You can see these people, these beings for yourself. You know, people are so close-minded, and they so racist, not only just with people generally, but you're closed-minded due to beings as well. A lot of you don't even know which beings are benevolent and which ones are not. All you know is you've seen something that's different than yourself, and you fear it because you're so used to that, being in that box thinking, going by what somebody said, saying that this is evil. Well, how about you go within yourself and find this out for yourself? Y'all don't even have to take what I say for face value. Go within yourself and seek the answers for yourself. Because that's all I've been telling many of you. All I do is speak my testimony, my experiences. That's all I do. I share it. But I'm not telling many of you to take what I say as face value. I'm always saying, go within yourself, meditate. That's for y'all to do. There been many people I've watched, and I be wanting them to go deep and to explain themselves. I be want more clarity, but they always stop and say, you know what? Don't take my word for it. Go within yourself. And they are right. They are right. Don't give your power to nobody. Don't give your power to nobody, not even to me. Don't give your power to nobody. Start seeking for yourself. Many of y'all are constantly writing me, asking me questions. And I don't mind answering maybe one question, but many of you keep asking me, I answer one question and you come back, you ask me another one. You can ask me another one, you ask me another one. I do have a life. I do have a life. And a lot of times I cannot get back to many of you as I would like to. And I get it. You're seeking, you want answers, but the ultimate answers are within yourself. And I would tell many of you this. And, for the most part, I can't help it how you would take it. The answers are within yourself. You need to go within yourself and seek those answers until you get those answers. But you got to remove fear. The fourth dimension is to where that's the highest realm that these archons can go. They're gatekeepers. You start going within yourself and you're meditating, and you start mastering yourself to where you can navigate through the veil. All right. This is this unseen world. All right. That many people see who third eyes awaken. Okay. And it's one thing for it to be awakened, but you also must be covered and protected while you're in that realm. All right. The more covered and protected that you are in that realm, and you're operating in love and on a higher vibration, you can go further in that realm. You can bypass a lot of the gatekeepers. All right. Because those gatekeepers, they cannot go above. They cannot go past 4D, all right? They cannot go past 4D. They cannot go past 4D. And, but they're trying to keep you. They're trying to keep you. They're trying to keep me. They're trying to keep us, the ones that are mastering ourselves and who are vibrating on the highest frequency, which is love. They're trying to, because we know the secret, you know what I mean? And it's really no secret. Ain't nothing new up under the sun. You either, serving the light or the dark, period. But the fact that they know that we know what we know, they know we can bypass them and go in those realms that they don't want us to go. Because when you tap into the 50, okay, whether you are in your sleep and you're leaving your body, but you know how to get to those realms, or when you're meditating, you're tapping into more knowledge, you've been downloading more information, and you're also connecting with those celestials, benevolent ETs, these ancient ones, your ancestors. They're also on these higher realms, and your guides, they're all around you anyway. You know what I mean? You can't get away from spirit families, whether it's positive or, I say like this, whether they are low vibrational or high vibrational. You can't get away from spirits, whether you see them or not. They're all around us in a way. You know what I mean? But it really determines where you are vibrationally, what's around you, all right? Just because I go within myself and I communicate with my higher self, a lot of you might think, oh, she's possessed, she got some kind of jinn or some, demon connected to her. Oh, she communicates with demons. That's that religious way of thinking, and I get that. That's fine, but I'm past all of that. I operate in love. I let love be my guide. I don't operate in fear, so I'm past that way of thinking. No, I be the first to tell you I am not possessed by no demon, all right? For one thing, a demon does not care for that name, Christ Jesus, Yeshua, all right? Let me just say that. They only want you even saying the word, all right? I wouldn't even be able to get that word out, period. And a demon does not care about love and light, okay? Does not care about serving the light, all right? Light always overshadow darkness, okay? Darkness cannot exist in the light, period. Even I go within myself and I light up. There's no way I can be attached to something negative and I light up. There is no way. Because for one thing, that realm is not going to allow me to go in it if I have something dark in me. Think, family, think. Don't let this religion mess your head up to where you're so paralyzed with fear that, you're not really thinking. You know what I mean? You can't go into these higher realms and you got something negative attached to you. Because they cannot enter those realms, all right? You got gatekeepers. Real quick, one thing about the fifth dimension, when you start to enter it, you would know because you start to light up on the inside. And you also been drawn, you will start attracting the light beings, all right? And you also, for some people, I have to say that because everybody has not been introduced to their higher self, but you would definitely start being drawn, the light beings would definitely start to come around you, and you will see them. You will know them when you see them, believe me. You would definitely know when you start to see them. They would definitely make their presence known because their energy is so positive and it's just beautiful. Even when they touch you, you can feel it. It feels tingly and electrical. It's hard to explain, but the energy is very positive and loving. But you'll start to see the light beams. You start seeing beautiful rainbow colors within yourself, even colors that you have no idea what these colors are, but you're seeing them, You start seeing more wormholes, spiritual wormholes opening up for you. These are doors that are opening up to you. You might see spirals. You might see I don't want to say too much. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't know, something inside me tell me to stop right there. I'm gonna leave it at that. But there are other spiritual portals that you will see. That light that I mentioned that I see outside of myself as well as within myself, that's a portal too. And when you will this light to you and you master yourself, this light and you become one, and you're going to start seeing a being, and that being is your higher self. And your higher self, I know mine have a symbol right here in the center of the forehead, and you can go inside that space, all right? That's all I'm going to say, because I need for many of you to let me know, are you seeing your higher self? And if you are, what do that symbol look like? And that will give me an idea that you know what I'm talking about, because I know what this symbol looks like, but I want to know what your higher self symbol look like, all right? That'll give me an idea whether we're seeing the same thing. But only you would know that if you actually see your higher self. But anyway, but just going inside that symbol alone, you're automatically in the higher realms, period. Everything looks bright, so bright though it's white as gold. That's all I gotta say. And this coming from a sister that many of you think is crazy. You're watching me for entertainment, but you're having no experience. I pray you have ears to hear, because you never know when it's your time. I'm going to say this, then I'm going to end this video. But the power that be don't want many of you to reach the fifth dimension above. I'm telling you why, because for one thing, you can easily get the help that you are, as far as direction, as far as you want to know who you are, your purpose, you can get that easily because those beings are in those realms, all right? Those beings are not coming down to this realm. They are in those realms that are above. That's why many people are wondering, well, how is it I'm able to communicate with angels and, with these light beings, because you're vibrating on that frequency. That's how. They're not going to come down to this lower 3D and 4. No, you're actually rising your essence up to the 5th and above. And a lot of times, many of you are not even in the 5th. Many of you are in the higher realms. You don't even know it. A lot of times, I don't even know the number of the realm that I'm in, but I know it's on a higher realm because of the being that comes around me, the love that I feel. You know, a lot of times this feeling feels like ecstasy. That's the only way I can describe it. It feels like ecstasy, you know, euphoria. That's the only way I can describe it. You're just in this zone. It's hard for me to describe it. You're just in this space of ecstasy and love, and sometimes you don't even want to come out because it feels so good. Because it feels so good to not be in this physical form. Because this physical form is heavy. It's real heavy. It is real heavy and dense. And it feels good to be around loving beings that are closer in the presence of Source. But anyway, the higher, the 4th dimension, let me just say this. These archons are trying to do everything they can to keep many of you dumbed down, keep many of you still programmed, to keep many of you from questioning, shall I say. And even you do, they're going to try to put you in your place. Many of you will be attacked, all right? Please know that. And only many of you know what those attacks are for you. You will know what those attacks are for you. All of a sudden, it's going to feel like, you know, you're walking on a stable ground, and it feels like as though you walk across a rug and somebody take the rug and, you know, snatch it off from under your feet and you fall. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden things in your life just crumbles, you know. And most people reach these higher realms that are not materialistic as well. You know, if you're somebody that's very worldly, you know, you want to gain wealth and all of that mess. You want a whole lot of things, because all these things do is keep you bombarded. It keeps you attached to this world, you know. That's why Christ was talking to that rich man, was telling him to let those things go and follow him. He didn't want to. He was still attached to this world. He wanted to follow Christ, but he was also attached to things. You know what I mean? And I still, you know, I still hooks my hair up, you know, every now and then, you know, I fix my hair up. But when you do things, you know, it's like, what are you doing it for? You know, because for the most part, for us women, we always, for the most part, you know, we get our doll up for a man, to attract a man, to be honest with you. Because other than that, you know, what are you doing it for? You know, why are you putting all that makeup on your face? You know, who are you trying to impress? You know, why are you, you know, fixing your hair the way you do? Why are you wearing those clothes the way you're wearing them? You know, who do you want to be seen by? You know what I mean? Why are you wearing all that gold and all this stuff on you that you consider that's valuable? You know, as though you need to be validated through your clothes, through your gold, your jewelry, just due to status. You know what I mean? But when you're somebody that's walking in the spirit, you know, you don't need things to validate you. You know what I mean? When somebody look at me, I want them to see the beauty that is within me, as within, so without. You know what I mean? That glow that's within me, it's going to, you know, it's going to come out. You know what I'm saying? People are going to see that glow. I want people to be attracted to that they see that is within me, not that is outside of me, because that's very deceiving. And the enemy does use, it does attach itself to a lot of pretty women, a lot of pretty men, shall I say, to get to people. Everybody, you know, we're also caught up in the external looking outwardly, but we need to be going within ourselves. I tell you what, that used to be me, but now I don't care who's trying to get real close to me, whether it be a friend or I call them associates, or, you know, just some guy talking to me. You know, I would meditate on him, and if my higher self tells me, you know, it's okay to talk to that person, but keep it as a friend level, that's what I'm going to do. It's a reason for it. Your higher self has your back. But if you don't listen to it, that's on you. That's on you. There is no way I'm going to get to this level and I'm not going to rely on the spirit. for guidance. I come too far. Me relying on my intuition, my intuition and my higher self has really helped me, has really kept me from falling in a lot of ditch, especially a lot of ditch that people try to put before me who don't like me and plotting against me. I've been going around a lot of those little ditches, you know what I mean? And I've been denouncing a lot of those so-called nasty spells and sending them back, you know what I mean? And since I've been exercising my power, I haven't been having any problem. I think people, they do stuff like that to you when they think you're weak and all of that, and you don't know how to fight back, you know what I mean? But when it comes to spiritual warfare, you got to fight in the spirit. It's not physical. You got to fight in the spirit. And when you know how to fight back, people will stop doing it to you, because these spells carry energy, and what people are doing, they're really dispatching these demons and these entities to stop you and to cause harm to you. But they don't want that coming back to them. All right. If I was casting a spell on somebody that I didn't like, and I knew exactly what I wanted that spell to do to them, do you think if I knew that they knew how to fight back spiritually, that I would continuously do that? No, I would not. Because I don't want that coming back to me. Because I know I gotta start fighting just to keep that spell from coming back to me. So exercise your power, family. Exercise your power. I'm going to end this video. Just know that he that is in you is greater than he that is in the world. For many of you who are going through some things, please remember there's power in prayer. Keep exercising prayer, because that's your connection to Source. That's your way of acknowledging Source and having a relationship with Source and giving honor to Source. All right, keep praying. Keep that prayer life going. All right, that's your connection to Source. And if any of you want that divine help, you're gonna have to. Can't nobody do that for you but you. You're going to have to raise your vibration. All right, so you can get past the 4D and connect with these higher celestial beings, because they're not going to come down to you. You got to go up to them. All right. And there are times when, for whatever reason, I'm not source, but there are times when Source will dispatch an angel, his archangels, and there are many. You got Michael, Gabriel, Ariel, Raphael. They can do what you think they can't do. They can, come down and fight the good fight on your behalf. All right. So I never say never, because they have the power to do so. But what I'm saying is, do your part. Do your part. Start meditating. Try to break through. Like I said, those archons, the higher they can go is the fourth dimension, and they see what you're trying to do. They see you trying to get, make a way out, shall I say? They see that you're trying to make, you're trying to find a way out. They see that, when you find a way out and you're able to go into those higher realms, you can start connecting back with your ancestors. They're on the higher realms as well. Your guides, your angels. They see that and they know that. They're trying to keep you from getting there, okay? That's what this is all about, family. Waking up. The powers that be, that's what I call them. They're trying to keep you from spiraling up, period. And for connecting with help, all right, with these higher realm beings, all right, angels and your guides. That's it, period. And even though they say this is like a prison planet, it can be if you're stuck in 3D. If you're in 4D and you still not able to spiral up, it can be like a prison planet for you, But, help is always available, but you got to seek it out. You got to do your part. You got to remove that fear and exercising your power. All right, I'm through talking. Much love to my kings, my queens. Much increase to you all. And thank you for your love, supporting my channel. Thank you for your prayers, all right? Prayers changes things. My brother now started exercising his power, and because he's such a good man. But I definitely want him to take his time and You know, 'cause it's the man. It's a good thing for a man to find a wife. All right, it's not for us women to be looking. It's for the man to find a wife. So we have to pray for our little kings out here that they make better decisions in finding that wife. All right, finding a good wife. All right, finding that soulmate or that twin flame. You know what I mean? But anyway, I gotta go. Bye for now.